Um, njani emakhaya? All right. Segama lami ngithenge ngomswane, ngizalwa nguMazulu Makashile. Ngizalwa esizweni sakwaJolide, kade ngingona emhlabeni. And today, so I didn't take you people, I did, I take you to the path of opening things and closing things. I didn't take you through the path of opening this, but I am wearing a brand new or fresh or brand new t-shirt with the word Utingo. And it's a very special shirt for me. Just got delivered and I tried like shooting a video where I was unwrapping, but the lighting was bad. So I'm at this video now. And this is an initiative by the FindNewWords Collective. And I hope it's okay. All right. And the FindNewWords initiative was launched with the intention of finding new words for queer people in South Africa, especially given the context of which amagama amaningi esinawo are derogatory and have been used to be hurtful and harmful. So what was really cool also, it came with like an entire box. It was wrapped. I really should, and it came with this, this very personalized and like, I feel very important in this later. And so what they ask here is that we use these shirts that we've chosen. I chose this shirt myself, and so either come out in my own language, explain why the word resonated with you, or my thoughts on the influence of language on societal behavior. So I think maybe Kanyan and we talk mostly on why. No, actually, I'm going to talk about language and societal behavior more than words because I get lost in words. I always constantly getting lost. I'm always going on about the origin of this word in the Zulu language, but I'm not a language purist, and it's just something that I need to constantly remind myself in the language listen. Not everybody in the world is existing thinking about the origins of the word. Word is what the word is now. Um, so Humina, I identify as Mdlwembe of Stabane, so maybe that's my coming out. And I'm not just one thing, I'm that sentence, Mdlwembe of a guluva of a Stabane. And there isn't the reason I identify as Stabane, even though that word is considered derogatory, is because that's the word I resonate with. That's the word that I know. Ayikho enye into engiyaziyo echaza ubuntu. So, for example, the only other word I would know is ubunkonkoni, and I just don't. Like, that word was used for me and my kaya more than was elokishini. Elokishini Stabane Stabane. And so that's the term that I used. And I completely understand and I understand how this word has been used to hurt people over the years, and continues to hurt people namanje. And so why do I continue to use such a hurtful word? For me, as a black queer feminist thinker in the global south, kumina, the language LGBTQIA+ plus, they are two pieces. I'm not making that up. I'm not like this hospital where they are two pieces because I definitely respect the community. Isn't necessarily utenjiwe. That's like in those alphabets I am a lesbian, but for me, even the word lesbian doesn't fully encompass what that means for me. What I really appreciate, and perhaps even why I chose this, what I appreciate is that in Canada and in North America, the indigenous communities there have added a double S to speak about the spiritual of the sexual. So of the sexual identity. I don't believe that I am just a physical being, whatever that means to you, however. And for me, sometimes, and a lot of the time, sexuality and spirituality are very closely linked to each other. And that's a conversation that I really wish that one day we're all gonna have in South Africa, to, like, because there's a feel, it's like it's there waiting for us to engage. Siyazibona izangoma eziningi lokuthiwa I think there's a massive conversation that should be happening there that isn't, about that, the fact that for a lot of us and from a lot of our histories as Amangoni, as Amakwantu, as Abantundu, as Abamnyama, we're connected to other things, a lot of things which have been removed from our history. And this is why we found ourselves in this position where our words are only generational, they're not historical. Yeah. Whereas we're able to historicize queer or dyke or faggot, we're able to historicize those words and we're able to reappropriate them. But because we're in the post-colony and the post-apartheid colony, and where we've been taught to be completely historical, and to be like non-contextual, and to only have a view of one generation. That's when and how words, and that's when and how words hit us, and that is fine and that is fair because the world is fine. But kumina, the word uting was important because uting on itself, so the teacher says uting was a rainbow. And in fact, utingo is into engavambeli. Utingo is into that is beyond amehlo, that is beyond bamba, that is beyond ukon, that is something. So the word utingo, lenkosazane together means a rainbow. Unkosazane is nomkhulwane, and so that means one thing that's really important. Nomkhulwane inkosazane yezulu. And she is the Zulu rain goddess. She comes to amantombazane azibonakalisa kubona. So it is her manifestation that is called Uti Nkosazane. And Nomkhulwane is interesting because she's they, and I say she in the Western concept of language, in that she has been understood as a she. I believe, and research would show that it was they. Nomkhulwane existed. The one was they were both there is the one whose roles are considered in the Western world masculine, the other roles are considered feminine, right? So within that frame, we've come to this place, and Nomkhulwane then becomes completely erased because of Anglo-Christianity, and her role as a goddess and a Zulu rain goddess doesn't play into the narrative of patriarchal monotheist God, right? So becomes removed, and that history becomes removed, and I refer to her as a she because I refer to myself as a she, and it's a whatever that is as well. So that's what that is, and yeah, I don't know if I'm like fully having this conversation the way that I imagined it in my head because I'm doing this for the second time because the first video was trash. But yeah, so Tenjo Stabane. Has Tenjo ever come out? Not really. Not really. I don't. Again, and I think so. This the package arrived today instead of yesterday, and even then I was like, it was Lamiazi, I really need drama because I don't even that really believe in because I also do think that there's a type of people who've been allowed that, and that's often cis people. Cis people have the privilege of coming out once, um, and you know, when it's a wow. Um, I don't think that trans and gender non-binary and gender non-conforming people, and other people within the spectrum have that privilege. I think it is a constant every day when you walk around with your ID, when you look like something that you don't identify. I think that's I think that coming out is a privilege of you, but I also think that coming out is political. So for me, like what I don't have a coming out story because I've never done it. I just existed. I just woke up after years and years and years of struggling with what it meant to be myself, and I woke up one day and I decided I was going to eat my joy and I was going to eat vagina. Vagina is really nice. I should probably not say eat vagina like a boy. But yeah, so that's that, and then that's just the story of my me and this church, which I absolutely love, and how I identify and how I think about language. So my only thing about language is I'm really interested in the queer community's questioning of what terms can be reappropriated and what terms cannot, and based on what. And if terms like isduda can be reused, and if terms like what other terms? Isduda, what's the other? Uh, oh, coconut. Coconuts can be reused to mean different things. Um, yeah, what do we do when people identify with terms like Mofi and Stabane, and then do we find new words, or do we just change the narrative of what the words mean because there are people who identify with them. And there's something very interesting about taking back our voices and taking back our names. Um, so thank you to this initiative. So yeah, Thenjiwe igama Mdlwembe guluva Stabane asanda yena amazulu magagashimana kumakapshini. And Yavala, thank you very, very much to the collective. We are finding new words. Thank you for this work. Thank you for the work that you do. And thank you for this amazing shit. Sometimes I get namka uzola. Mawutoka. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, well, I'll put my face short.